Pillbug9 here, with another episode of PillbugCraft. So, today we're starting in the project from last time, because I've made a couple of changes to the system since before. I didn't like the way that it was, like, I wanted the fire to light before the stuff dropped out of that. So, I've gone ahead and I've done that. Hopefully it still works. From when I did a slight rewire of when all the timings go. Of course, this one still has a load up. Loads up everything. Just like last time. And then, after a little bit of a wait, what should happen is we get fire and then the stuff starts dropping down rather than the stuff drops down and then we get the fire a little bit of a split second later. So, yes, I've kind of fixed that. And then, of course, it shuts off too. The rewire actually took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. Considering I only ended up needing to take the signal from a different part of the system. And to make it happen first, I had to rewire quite a lot just to make that work. But, anyway, that is fixed now. And that room's pretty much done. Still need to decide about, like, an armor stand or anything of that sort that I want to, like, do. But anyway, today would be the day. We're going to be making an iron farm today. So, of course, what that entails is we are going to need to catch another zombie, which I'm not looking forward to, considering the first one was such a pain. Although, we're not actually building the iron farm underground, as I'm pretty sure it would be too close to our villager setup here. Now, what I am hoping is that we're not going to end up being still too close to this villager setup that we have down here. As I haven't taken the coordinates or anything. And I don't actually know if this is on that side of the mountain or not. I think it is, though, considering what's under it. So I think we might have some issues with being too close to a village, but hopefully not. But what we will need from over here, besides putting away these books that I have in my inventory here, is we are going to need 3 villagers from the villager breeder. This is why we're over here. To see if we have 3. Okay, we only have 2. So we need to go ahead and turn this breeder on until we get 1 villager. That's fine. Trying to think what we're gonna do like here. I think this is fine, actually. All we should have to do would be to, like, dig up this way, sort of, in order to move our villagers out. Yes, we're gonna reroute this rail to curve them up this way. And then have them try to go through the standard thing. We're probably also going to want to give them a little bit more headroom, too, because we don't want any of them to die on the way out. Maybe I should have taken some coordinates over here. Oh, here we go. This is the track that we were trying to link up with. So, I guess we also should probably do a torch here so nothing spawned is in this little chamber. But this is what we're trying to hook up with. This minecart rail goes to the surface. So, we're gonna temporarily break this rail. We're gonna have to remember, of course, to come back here and fix it when we're done. But we'll come back here and go ahead and do that when we get to the point where we need to send the villagers in. So, yes, I'll leave that open for now. Actually, I'll close that up until we come back. And then we'll come back and check. We need 3 villagers. The zombie will bother catching on the surface, because that's where we're going to build this thing. It's going to be our first building besides the entrance from the top of the mountain, which has a radar control tower thing on it, and besides the part of our base that actually sticks out of the mountain. It'll be the first thing that goes on the surface. And I think I've kind of got everything ready to go for that. It's going to turn into night, so I'll go ahead and fix that, and I'll see you on the surface, where we're going to figure out where to build this thing exactly. I should probably take coordinates of that villager thing as well. I don't know how far away it needs to be from the nearest village, but yeah. So I guess I'll take coordinates off camera, and we'll be at the surface, probably where I want to try to build the thing. Okay, and we're back. So, I've gone out here. I've demolished a big hill that was in this area, and gotten rid of a tree and cleaned up some of the tall grass, because we're going to be doing our base expansion out this way. Probably this road that I had set to branch off is actually going to continue out towards the side of whatever building we end up doing there. Or we might go ahead and move it so that it starts coming out a little bit later. Here, so the road can kind of link up and pass by our building here, because we're going to center it on this block. Of course, it's going to be night in a second. It, like, always decides it wants to be night when I start recording. But yes, anyway, this is going to be what we're centering things on here. I hope it's not too close to that mountain. It has to be at least 20 blocks up from the ground, and this is going to be their ground level here, so we'll put it there. Maybe we'll go 25 blocks up just to be safe. But anyway, I'm hoping this mountain's not close enough that iron golems will be able to spawn on it. But I guess if it is, then we'll go ahead and spawn-proof that mountain. Probably have to cover it in green carpets or something. We'll end up having to put stuff that's not spawnable on there, like slabs or buttons or something. Which wouldn't look the greatest, but I don't know what else to do if it comes to that. Guess we could also, I don't think there's anything in this part of the mountain. So we could go ahead and actually demolish part of it back to a certain point until there's no longer iron golems spawning on it. If that becomes a problem. But otherwise, we're going to go 25 blocks up from the ground level here. So this will be 24 blocks from this point. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I need to build the kind of first part of this. So I need to go ahead and try to find my diagram here. 1 second. Wrong angle. Yeah, I'll find it later. But anyway, yeah, got a second screen set up so that I'll be able to look at those screenshots that I've taken of the thing to hopefully build it correctly. So I'll go up, and then when I come back, we should be ready to, well, first of all, we're going to have to find a zombie, and then second of all, hopefully a villager is ready for us down in the villager breeder. And I looked at the coordinates, and I think we should be far enough away from our other village down in the base over there. So, yes. Anyway, I guess we need to go 25 blocks up from here. So, I'll be back once I've done that, and then... Oh, actually, I guess I'll be back once I have the first part of it built, so that we have somewhere to put the villagers and the zombie. Okay. So, when we exit our base, it should be night. I had to go in here to get the name tag so that our zombie doesn't despawn. But we gotta try to lead a zombie into the top of our machine here. Yeah, we got like a bunch of mobs out here. This is a lot more than I would like in terms of mobs everywhere. But seriously, a guy with a flame bow? Yeah, we got a bunch of nasty dudes after us here. Let's, take care of all these annoying guys. Leading a zombie up that staircase in these conditions is gonna be really, really hard. Especially if he's gonna swarm himself with a bunch of dudes. Oh, and we shot the wrong one. I knew that was gonna happen. Ah! Whoops. Okay, did we get rid of some of the, annoying guys yet? There's an ingot of iron. We don't need this guy to be able to hold anything. All we need is this guy to follow us up top. Whoops, he hit us, which isn't good for us or for him. Okay, so once we get this guy in there, as it doesn't matter how many guys we get in there, because any that we don't rename should end up despawning. Why won't he, like, go in? This guy's too smart. He knows what we're trying to do, wouldn't he? Doesn't he? Come on, he needs to get in there before daytime. Well, we definitely named him. Let's block them off. Okay, why is he doing that? There. There. We got him. Oh, wow. Okay, sorry, dudes. You are, like, going away now. Sorry, guys. That's already taken. Ooh, enchanted boots. What do these have on them? Feather falling 3. That's not bad for enchanted gold. And, of course, I've fallen in. Well, the good news is nothing should be able to happen to him now. He's in water. The villagers will be able to sleep in the beds, and they'll see him, and yeah. Once we remove these blocks, which we're not going to do until we're ready to have iron golems spawn. As the next step we need to do is actually to get the villagers in here, as these chambers... It's easiest to do it now, because these chambers aren't going to be easily accessible without breaking blocks. So, yeah. They're not going to be super easily accessible once we seal everything in. Now, let's see. There we go. Now then, we should be able to sleep. Let's see if we can just dash in here. There. Okay, well, we should be able to head back down here and sleep. I had multiple name tags on me. Just in case we ended up losing that other zombie. And since I do have that, nothing should be able to happen to that guy, but we'll find out, I suppose, when we go back up there in a bit. But I guess the next step would be to grab our villagers. So, we of course are going to need our villager pickup system ready. So I need to go ahead and put rails there correctly. Well, let's first of all make sure our zombie is still there. He should be. We also gotta dismantle that ugly looking staircase, too. Or maybe we're not going to dismantle this quite yet, as I can run rails straight up this thing right now. I think over there somewhere is where we need to be. Yep, of course, he's still here. The thing recommended putting a block over his head to prevent mistakes. So we're actually going to just go ahead and put one of those over his head to make sure that there's no way he'll burn. There's absolutely no way he should be able to burn now. Which is really good. Matter of fact, let's actually move that up by one. Oh, he can pick up items too. Okay, now we've got a second layer of protection on that guy now that he's holding something. But yes, we're actually going to have to cover this up normally. Yes, the guy did say that the guy that designed this said there was a glitch with it in the video, which I will have linked in the description, by the way, in case you want to build this thing. But he did say that to fill in the gap that there is, otherwise iron golems can spawn in the blocks they can spawn in and fall down through to the glass for some reason. I, of course, have not seen that happen, but that's probably because my creative one, I went ahead and I did that, so of course I would not have seen that happen myself, but I'll take that guy's word for it. Okay, there we go. Now all of this is cleaned up here. We should be able to route out one villager into each of these, starting with this cell here. So I guess we'll go ahead and just have this guy land on top of the bed. And we'll probably have some more dirt scaffolding up here to be able to bring them all around to the other cells. I guess start with here, we can bring that guy in there, and then we'll just do the same thing over here with the dirt going around the edge so that we can plop them down in there. Okay, so the first one will go here, and then the next one there, and the next one there. Okay, perfect. Well then, all that's left to do now is I'm going to go ahead and redo the rail system, and I'll be back when we're moving the villagers around. Okay, now that's all in place. We should be fine here. Of course, maybe I should see if I can grab a minecart myself, actually. Here we go. Here's a minecart from something. So, let's see. Can we successfully ride this thing all the way through without getting stuck? And that would be a no, we can't. Oh. So, go ahead and break that. Okay, so where did it give up exactly? I think we made it up here, but we didn't make it up here. No, wait, it was actually here was the problem. This was the problem right here. Let's see, can we extend that? There we go. Okay, let's try this again. We get in the minecart. We go up here. We make it around that bend this time. We just about make it out of there. We rumble down here. Across through here. And then we go up here, no problem. And we actually managed to land right where we wanted to because of the momentum. Right on this block is where the guy in the video that I did here has done it. Or that's where he put the villagers. So that's actually really cool right there. Let's just toss that to get down fast. There we go. And... well then, I guess since we have it here, might as well go ahead and ride this back down there. There we go. Yeah, since we have it, no reason not to go ahead and just ride the rail back. Back down like so. Break that. I actually don't know how many minecarts are in that dispenser. Let's see. Can we find that out? There's none in there. Okay, well, let's restock that one. We need to go ahead and actually fill that up with a few more, I think. There. There we go. Ender pearls are just great. Okay, we probably need to make some more minecarts, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's put in 3 more along with that other one that we already had in there. Now that we can afford that. Now that we're not completely out of iron. So we'll go ahead and rather than go all the way in, we'll just go ahead and use a restocking system here. Put in those 3 and hit the button 3 times. Okay, now we should just have to hit the request villager button. And instead of getting one through the zombie, they should shoot off that direction. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do them one at a time. So, yeah, now there's only 2 in there. Let's go ahead and... what in the... okay, come on. Why was he coming back that direction? I don't get it. Okay, maybe we need a little bit more there, I guess. There he goes. And in he goes. Okay, I guess the player has a little bit more mass to them, probably, than the villager. We'll leave him up there for now, while we fix what I think was probably his issue here. Go ahead and deal with that. We actually don't need this switch here, I don't think. So I don't know if the problem was there or if the problem was here. Either way, wherever the problem was, we've fixed it now. Hopefully. Well then, let's go make sure our villager out there is safe. Okay. So our villager should be fine exactly where he's at. So he needs to be able to sleep in the bed, of course, so we gotta remove him from there. There we go, hitboxes, that's what we wanted. Gotta make sure we don't hit the villager. We can't reach the minecart. We really can't reach the minecart, okay. I guess we gotta get in here with them then. There. There we go. Now we just throw that ender pearl over that way. And there we go. Well, actually, we gotta go ahead and reroute the rails. Guess I'll leave the hitboxes turned on for now. Okay, we got these set up, so gotta do this just a few more times. And this will be the last button press. Let's go ahead and put those back in there, too. That was also the last villager, so we'll probably have to turn that breeder back on. Yet again, we did that perfectly. Now then, I guess this rail system can be removed now, as we shouldn't have to do any more of that. So, let's just see if we can remove all of this stuff. We shouldn't need to move anything else up there, so yeah, I'm gonna remove this, and then we'll probably build the rest of this thing. Like I said, the tutorial will be linked, so I'll probably just come back once I've cleaned all this up and we're about ready to activate the farm. Or, I guess I'll be back once the farm itself is built, but there is an item pickup system we'll have to build before we activate the thing, actually. So, yes, and this is as much as we're going to remove up to, actually. So, yes. I'll be back once I've taken down that dirt monstrosity there. And once I've built the last part of the farm itself. Okay, as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've built the rest of the farm itself. So, yes. Yeah, I got the walls floating around here. The iron golems will spawn here, get pushed through here, and they'll end up in that lava. And then they'll drop their drops. At which point, if I can, like, land up there. Whoops. Okay, maybe let's just climb up here and reroute the scaffolding. Yes, here we go. At which point they'll hit into the lava, they'll still be, like, firmly in there. And then they'll drop their stuff, it'll end up in here, which will drop it out into a water stream, which will have it run over a system that will separate the poppies from it, convert the poppies into bone meal using a composter, and then send the bone meal out through the same pipe as well. Which will then exit a building that we'll have built around this farm. It'll have to be a pretty large building, more like a tower type thing, and to encase this whole thing, at which point it will pipe them that way. As the other thing is, we could try to build like an airship around this thing, maybe. Then that looked like it had a little tube pumping into the ground. That could also work, actually. And it would be a bit less work than having to build a giant tower over this thing. And to have it piped out the side, but we'll see what I feel like doing, I suppose. But yeah, that's not going to be in this episode, as I'm almost out of time for it today. So we'll come back to that thing and get it operational, probably, hopefully, next time. But there is something that has been bothering me a little bit here, and that would be, this thing right here is kind of annoying because we have to come back out here every time we want to use this thing. So, for the time being, we're going to leave this chest because there's stuff in there right now. But what we will do is we'll break these, and we'll move the rest of this into our base. So I'll be back once I've moved this down in there. Okay, there we go. It's not a huge addition to the base, but this should be pretty good for convenience whenever we have ores to smelt. So the input's there, and then the output is here, and then that would be for the fuel, this chest. You can also access everything from the front here, just in case something gets clogged up. And you kind of have to jump in order to be able to read the input. That should be pretty obvious just from the item as which chest is for what. Ore smelter 1000 just smelts things twice as quickly as one blast furnace. But it should be sufficient for smelting all of the ores that we'll ever need to smelt, as we're not going to need to smelt like a huge amount of ores. Like, ever, actually. So, that should be sufficient for that. We'll build a massive super smelter for smelting things that aren't, like, ores. We'll put that somewhere in the base, probably. But, anyway, I think that's about all the time we have for today. So, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. If you really loved it, consider subscribing. And, well, nice to be notified when I upload something new. If you want to keep tabs on our project that we started, click the notification bell to be notified when I upload the next episode. But, anyway, that's about it for me, so my name is PillbugCraft, and so long till next time.